the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Jeff Hafley, joining us here now on the program. Good to see you, Coach. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I had not seen that plate, so I appreciate you showing that to me.
You bet. Now, no, listen, I think strength is 100% the ability to show emotion and be there and be present. And, the only thing that, you and I would be different from would be my wife loves walking around saying that she's the spouse of the host of the Rich Eisen Show. Wait a minute. I'm being told that's the exact opposite of the reality of it. So, I see you, man. I'm with you. So congratulations on all of that, Coach.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And it was emotional. I didn't know I'd get like that. And then I saw, obviously, my wife and kids, and to have my mom and brother and sister there, kind of like all the emotions and everything and all the work and all the sacrifices just kind of came out. And then I thought of my dad who's not around anymore. And I thought of him, and that was an emotional day for me, Rich. Very emotional, but extremely happy. And to celebrate it with them meant a lot to me.
But how old are your daughters? How old are they?
My daughter Hope is 10, and my daughter Leah is 7. So they're
right.
pretty.
So you're in the mix right now. That is for sure. And then obviously the journey. I'd love to get to that before we get to the present day here. So much being made about how you got started as a coach, working in Dave Wanstett's Pittsburgh Panthers coaching tree, if you will, and the manner in which you slept in the office. Jeff, what's this story about?
Man, that came out yesterday. I had no idea. I didn't even know how to respond to him. He asked me what I would say looking back, and the only thing I could think of was it worked. I started coaching Division III football at Worcester Polytech, which no one's ever heard of. My first game I ever coached was against MIT, which people know MIT, but definitely not for football. No disrespect to MIT.
No, how about them apples, Jeff? That's what you got to
say.
How
about them apples? That's what I should have said, Rich. How about them apples?
I'm here for you, but you didn't know that.
Right?
Exactly.
But no, so I think the first game I coached there was 5 people there, and they were all my family members. So after that, I kind of climbed the ladder to Albany, and then I went to Pitt with Dave Wanstead, and he changed my life. He took me from a GA. At the time, I had a corner named Darrell Revis, so I thought it was a really good corner coach, Rich, like really good. And then when he left, I figured out I had a lot to work on. But Dave named me the DB coach after that, and just really took care of my family, taught me how to treat people and treat players. And I still talk to him all the time, and it's pretty cool that he was the head coach of the Dolphins, and now I can kind of try to make him proud. And after that, I went to Rutgers for a year, and then I got to the Bucs in the NFL, bounced around the NFL, the Browns. I was with the Niners with Kyle Shanahan. I met him while I was in Cleveland. He was the coordinator. I was the DB coach. And then I kind of took a leap of faith, went to call plays at Ohio State for a year with Ryan Day. Had a really good season, went to the playoffs, went 13-0, played really good defense. And then I got the head job at Boston College and, had some success there. I went to 3 bowl games, and I kind of took another leap of faith when Matt LaFleur called and said, I need you to come, be my defensive coordinator. And after a lot of thought, jumped back to the NFL and played some good defense. And suddenly I'm a head coach again. So it's been a wild journey, but one with hard work, and surrounded myself with really lucky to be around really good people and players. I learned a lot from players too, that helped me get to where I am today.
Well, let me rewind a little bit. Again, you slept under your desk like Costanza?
Did.
Like, was it like George Costanza? Like you
I'm
slept?
a big Costanza guy.
Like, I'm saying, but, although I did know one of your pillars was truth, and it's, Costanza always said it's not a lie if you believe it. So we'll get to that in a second. But you really slept under your desk? For real?
I did. I moved into the office. I had a locker with my clothes in it. I had an air mattress, and I blew it up every night, and I put it to bed. I put it underneath my desk and got to work. And I did that. For almost 2 years while I was a graduate assistant. I just wanted to move there and give it everything I had, because it was to the point where I was going to, take a shot, see if this coaching thing was going to work out. And I wanted to give it everything I had, and I did, and I got promoted, and it was a lot of sacrifice, Rich. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't go on any dates. You could say I probably wasn't a real fun guy to hang around with at the time, but but it worked, Rich. So how about them apples?
How about, how about them apples, right? And in terms of being in Boston College and leaving a head coaching position to take a defensive coordinator position in the National Football League, again, just to put myself in your shoes, once upon a time, I departed ESPN for NFL Network, and people are like, "What the hell are you doing? What happened? Why did you do that?" Did you get a lot of people saying the same thing to you back in that day? Why are you leaving being an HC to be a DC?
Yeah, a lot of people questioned it. But to be very truthful with you, I love my time there. In the first 2 years, without the portal, without NIL, it was so pure. I mean, at BC, we had such unbelievable students. They went to class, they did the right things, they worked hard, we were tough, we played so darn hard. And like I said, we had some success. And when the portal hit and NIL hit, it turned into a different job. I wanted to get into it to coach football, to help change people's lives. And I just love the pure game of college football. And all of a sudden I wasn't coaching anymore. I mean, I was on the 4 phones and recruiting my own players and trying to raise money at a place that was going to be hard to do so for football. I just didn't like the person I was becoming, and I wasn't doing the job that I dreamed of. And I wanted to coach ball. And, I thought if I went back and, had a good stint at Green Bay, that maybe I could be an NFL head coach. So I kind of bet on myself, and kind of like sleeping under my desk, I took another shot and gave it everything I had. And I guess it worked again, Rich.
How about them apples? It's but now, and it's pretty cool though. If I had told that kid in New Jersey, right, that you're gonna occupy Don Shula's office in a way, right, and in the process, convince a group of folks that you're deserving of it and you're ready for it. That includes Troy Aikman. What would you have said?
I would say, I'm not sure that's going to work, Rich. I don't. Right? I'd say this. I was pretty driven when I was young, and I thought my mom and dad really instilled that in me. How to work hard and how to chase your dreams. Even when I got started, a lot of my family members worked in New York City because I am from New Jersey. Exit 172 off the Parkway. In case you were wondering what exit.
Make that note.
So make sure you Jersey guys understand the exit.
Yep.
But yeah, it was, what are you doing? I made $2,500 the first job I ever coached, and it was, why are you doing this? But I always had support from my mom and dad. And during hard times when I didn't have any money or could barely afford to really live anywhere, they really supported me. And because of that, I just kept pushing and working, and I chased a dream. And, when you really set out to do something and you give it all you have, good things happen. So I'm just glad I did it the way I did it, because I also believe my foundation was built the right way. There is no job too small, even right now. And I think I learned how to treat people. I learned how to go through the ups and the downs. And I think it will really help me in this next stop.
So walk me through those pillars that you mentioned in your opening statement. Jeff Hafley, the new Miami Dolphins head coach here on the Rich Eisen Show. I certainly was taking notes myself. So go for it, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think the first one I talked about when I get in front of this team is I want to talk about trust. And what I said yesterday, this world, it's getting harder to trust people. And you always hear that these players and these young players and these new players coming out of college, they don't want to trust anyone. And that's okay. I'm going to earn it. And I tell them that. I'm going to earn it. And actions speak louder than words. And I'm going to show people that what I say is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pour into them and do everything I can for them. But it's a two-way street, and I'm going to make them earn it. And that's really, really important to me. And I think that's the starting point. And then I also think belief is important. I mean, even as far as when I was on my exit interviews at Green Bay, some of these players, when they were asking me if I was coming or going, some of them were, obviously upset, and they thanked me for believing in them. Because this world, you get beat up in right now. You get beat up on social media, you get beat up on TV. And it's hard. And sometimes these players need somebody to believe in them before they even can believe in themselves. And I believe once they do that and they believe in themselves, then they'll believe in their teammates. And then that's when they'll become connected. And that's what I've always prided myself on, is connecting with people. But this isn't like I want to be their friend. No, because then you got to hold them accountable. And I mean an extreme level of accountability. Because I do believe, whether it was coaching Micah Parsons or Rondé Barber or Richard Sherman, all good players, they want to be told what to do and how hard they can do it so that they can get better. because they all want to be great. And if they tell you they want to be great, and this team tells me they want this to be the standard, I'm going to hold them to it, and I'm going to push them. And then I talked about toughness, physically and mentally, in everything we do. And that's how we have to live, and that's how we have to practice. And those are really the things that I want this team to be about, and we're going to talk about on April 6th when they get here.
And in terms of that, so in your vision that you lay out, if you wouldn't mind taking me in your meetings with the brass that wound up you getting this job and us chatting right now, what you're willing to share about the plan at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. You know, it's a quarterback-driven league, and you know, and I'm sure you haven't had these conversations even with the quarterback room yet. So pardon me for asking, but it is my job. So what do you have for me on that front that you're willing to share and the fans?
Yeah, that's a fair question. You know, and it's one Jon-Eric and I talked about throughout the meetings. It's one we talked about with everybody in the meetings. And there'll be guys on this roster who will compete, and there'll be guys that will go out and get that will compete. I think it's obviously early in this process. This is literally my first day full-time on the job. I couldn't even tell you where I am in the building right now or how to get back to my office. So I think the quarterback plan is going to probably take a little time.
I bet.
And maybe you could call Jon-Eric and he could share it with you, and then he could share it with me too.
Okay. That's a very fair answer to that question, and I appreciate that. You know, because obviously, you know, this is a question cap-wise and things of that nature that you're going to start to dig into. Philosophically, the offense looks like what, though? What do you think about what the Jeff Hafley offense is going to be and who you have plans to bring in to potentially run it?
Yeah, I think we'll see in the next day or two who the coordinator is. We're just kind of piecing that together right now, and hopefully by the weekend we'll have all three coordinators in. I feel like we're close. I'll call the defense, but I'll still have a defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
As far as offense, I've been around guys I really respect, like Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan. Those are two guys that I spent a lot of time with, and Kevin O'Connell. I was with him for a while. So I like a lot of those things that they do. We got to be able to run the football. And it has to start up front. You know, it has to be get the quarterback under center. I like to play past the keepers, the boots, and the screens, the different motions to create leverage, tying in the run and the pass game, trying to create that different levels between the second and third level, stuff that I think is hard to defend from a defensive play caller. And then it's really going to come down to the pieces that we have and what can we do best. You know, we've got some good pieces on offense, but I'm also a believer, Rich, that you got to get a guy who can take the players that he has and adapt the offense, certainly within your philosophy,
Mm-hmm.
and put those guys in position to have success. And if it's a quarterback that can be under center, great. If it's a quarterback that cannot, then we'll have to get creative and play in the gun more. But you got to establish the run game, and you got to have actions off of it, and you got to be great situationally. And then as a defensive guy, I want someone that's going to hunt explosives, because everything I do on every single situation on defense is to eliminate explosives. And I think on offense, that's how you score points. So I gave you a lot of stuff, but those are the things I believe in.
I appreciate that. And I did hear the word competition moments ago. Is that your plan, that there will be a quarterback competition in Jeff Hafley's first go at it here in Miami?
I think there has to be, you know, regardless of who's here. I mean, I think that's important at all positions. And you can tell me that's coach talk, and part of that is coach talk. So let's be honest. But yeah, I do see that there's going to be competition at the quarterback position and at all levels.
Okay. And then a couple more for you here, Jeff Hafley on the Rich Eisen Show. What did you pick up from Matt LaFleur that you think you're going to be able to implement? Because obviously he's in the play sheet and coaching, and that's a lot, as you know, to do in real time, and that's something that you're going to have to do with a challenge flag and on you, you know. So what'd you pick up, or who might you reach out to on that front to get ready for the cruise?
Yeah, well, I do have some experience,
Yep.
and I'll give you a quick fun story. So my first game ever as a head coach at Boston College, I'm literally on a knee drawing stuff up and showing the defensive players an adjustment, and I get a tap on the shoulder. It's like, Coach, are we going to go for it? It's fourth down. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's fourth down already? And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to make this decision too. So that snapped me back into it real quick. So I do have experience.
Yes.
Yep. I do have experience. So after year 4 or year 3, whatever it was, I finally figured out that I had to get ready to tell him when to go for it. And I got way better at it. But
Okay.
I did see Matt do it, and I did see Kyle do it.
Yep.
I think it's important for me to have a defensive coordinator who knows my system very well and can implement that all off season while I am the head coach, and I kind of engulf myself with this team and in all three phases. And that person will be someone that I rely on throughout the game as well. So I can work together with them, kind of like both Matt and Kyle have had.
Yep.
So I think those experiences, along with my own, will help me for sure.
All right. Do you and Matt go to the same barber in Green Bay? Did you?
Like, all joking aside, we do go to the same barber. I mean, that's unbelievable. How'd you know that?
I don't know, Jeff. I'm fixated on hair and people who have it and what they do with it, because I used to do that. To be honest with you, so that's what I was wondering.
We do. We go to the same barber. He comes to the office once a week and cuts both mine and Matt's hair. So I'm going to have to find a barber down here unless that guy wants to move, and then Matt will have to find a new barber, and he won't be very happy because Matt's got pretty cool hair.
That's what I figured.
Great, man. This is probably one of the most fun
good
TV interviews I'll tell you I've done in a long time. I got to come on. Hopefully you guys will have me back, because this is actually enjoyable.
Be careful, Jeff, because I take that sort of stuff literally, and I will, in fact, reach out for it. I kind of feel that way. But in the meantime, good luck getting back to your office. I guess I should say that.
I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. That means you're actually listening to me, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just text us to make sure you get back okay.
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, we feel like we're emotionally invested now.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's part of the trust, you know what I mean? That's part of the relationship here, you know what I mean?
And I hope you believe that I will get back to my office as well.
And that you will come back when I ask. That could be Coach Speak too. I've been around the block. Congrats on the gig. Congrats on the gig.
Thank you, guys.
You got it.
I appreciate it.
You bet. That's Jeff Hafley, the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. By the way, if he's from Jersey and he's gotten through jug handles, he'll get back to his office just fine. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.